Greetings from Atolium. I'm the Lord Bones, and this is Steam Cleaning Redshirt. This is where I go back through my back catalogue, through sales and humble bundles, and try to find games that are fairly good or fairly bad, and we'll just look back at them and try to see whether or not they're worth picking up. This one now is Redshirt, and this game came out about on the 13th of November, at least on Steam. Not sure if it had a release before that point. So this game essentially is a space type game that you interact with the entire world through the social network inside the spaceship called Spacebook. So let's look at this as a normal PC game. So firstly, the options menu. Yes, that's it. That's everything. It's a 2D game, ran at 60 all the way through. You can't force this into borderless, by the way, using the borderless application. I might link the borderless application in the description as well, by the way, because it is very good, but it doesn't work on this game. So if you want borderless full screen, it just doesn't do anything. You got sound effects, music, and voiceover, but I'd have preferred a little bit better resolution options. Firstly, I preferred borderless window. Let's face it. It's a 2D game. I'm not too bothered. And I'm actually going to load up a save that's fairly far into the game, because essentially I completed the normal run here, and I'm going to load the one that's called Video Point. There it is. So essentially, you make yourself a character, and this is a character that I made myself, which looks like me, to be fair. And basically, you have a number of actions to complete before something happens. So before work, you have one action, and you have 3 actions after work, and then on weekends you have 6 actions a day. And what is an action? Okay, well, this person here has just said I'd face down a Krongyang space spider for sapphire bones. If I press like, that was one action. And this here is then you going to work. So it basically just tells you you've earned some money, some job experience, and some skill points in various attributes. And these here are my co-workers at the moment. And more notices about levels and stuff. So your skills are down here. And the game, the entire game, by the way, is to sort of... There's an inherent goal that I don't necessarily want to spoil too much, but essentially in 73 days, you've got to somehow progress beyond this ship, let's say. And I happen to do that on my one playthrough, and you do this through skills, because you can progress your career on the ship. So let me go back to the beginning here. So you start down here, and you build your way up, and you build your way up by fulfilling these skills here. Now, if you fulfill all the skills, provided that your hiring manager here doesn't hate you, you'll probably end up getting the job, because you fulfill all the roles into it. But you might notice that I don't fulfill all the roles here. Well, this here requires me to have mastered any rank 4 job. Basically to have this bar here, which is mastery of your current job, all the way up. I didn't get it because all I did was I schmoozed around and got this person up to 100, which is currently what I'm trying to do with this next person here. And hopefully try to get up to there, which is what I did in my playthrough. So if you end up schmoozing towards your boss, you can skip the tree. Now, they are a little bit intelligent, interactions are. So if I went over to him and I just started doing stuff to him, yes, I would increase my friendship there, which is 58. But if I, let's say, straight away went toward this career the moment I got 100, they come back and say, well, you're just using me here. I don't actually believe you. One slight criticism is if you just wait one day, that's it. You can just progress straight up. It's just not that difficult because of that reason. So I was able on my playthrough in about 4 hours to get from the bottom all the way to the top. So, how do you increase skills and increase your friendship with other people? Well, let's take this next person here, and hopefully they're not going to be busy. They have interests on their Spacebook and all these posts here. You have to use the information from the posts and from these here to decide what they would like to be doing. everyone has a gender as well, by the way, even though they're like space aliens. Other than there's one that doesn't have a gender. Is it these guys? No, one of the aliens doesn't have a gender, I'm pretty sure, because I had the option to make it. All of them have a gender, and you set your own preferences in your own Facebook profile, which is here. Which means that there are on the ship there are gay relationships as well, by the way, just as a note. It's pretty open with a lot of sort of stuff, but you can get into a relationship with another person, and that will also increase the chances that they will hire you. So your job is to, well, one of the ways to finish this game is to go all the way from the bottom to the top and get off the ship. However, that is not the only way off this ship, because you can buy at some point one of these, a ticket literally just off the ship for 50,000 credits. Now that takes a long time to earn, but that's another way to finish the entire game. There's also a pass here to the Omega Bar. I bought this, and I have no idea how to use it, by the way. Apparently there's a secret Omega Bar, and you can meet people there that might be able to get you off the ship, but I don't know what it is. I've searched through all the skills and interests. I have no idea where this Omega Bar even is, so I've just got a useless thing in my inventory. Speaking of your inventory, with all of these career things here, and all these skills and things, you also have to maintain some normal attributes. So you have a happiness scale up here, and a healthy and sick scale, along with amount of money, which is in credits, your charisma, which actually is improved by having social interactions and sometimes doing stuff in particular jobs. That plus your career equals your rank on the ship, and essentially the high ranks probably will end up ignoring you for the most part because you're a low rank. But what you've got to do with your inventory is try to make sure you stay happy. And this is because, although you go on a job every single day, there are away missions, which are probably going to show up now because I recorded all my gameplay. There are away missions in which people die. There was no nice way of saying it. Either I am just really incompetent, or people just seem to die around me. I'm not quite sure which. But every single time, 2 or 3 people died. I didn't die, which is very lucky. I'm pretty sure I might have died if I didn't have such high levels in certain things. I'm gathering that's one way you can lose the game. But when people die, and sometimes, by the way, you have to make a choice as well about who dies, which I think on one of the occasions I chose for, there was a very clingy girlfriend that I just wanted to get rid of, but didn't want to, which is my boss at the time, so I didn't actually want to just literally split up with her in case she fired me or whatever, or, didn't like me for any reason. So I just chose her to die, which kind of solved the issue, really, for me at that point. But yes, when people die on these away missions, which seems to happen a lot, your happiness scale goes right the way down, and in order to get back up again, you need to either do certain tasks. There's one called, let me go find it for you. There's one called Nap, I think. Where's Nap? Nap is in here somewhere. Either way, you can nap. Just take a nap there. One there called Take a Nap, which actually helps your happiness by 20, and some social interactions also help yourself by 20, by the way. By some amount, rather. And things in your inventory too. So these boots here give me happiness of +5. This RoboCat gives me health and safety points and happiness +15. Now they don't last forever. This lasts 5 days, and they have to repair it for the same amount of money. So your inventory essentially allows you to increase your skills, and sometimes with some of these skills, I'm pretty sure, let me try and find one, I think it's AI anger management. Yes, kind of needs to have the malevolent AI calculator, which I'm pretty sure I do actually have. Yes, it's actually there. Now, you might have noticed, if you've read anything on the side menus here, that there are a lot of references to, like, space type things, like TV series and fiction and movies and things. The one that I particularly like, by the way, and I can go find it whilst I'm talking, is a particular reference from Red Dwarf in all of this, which I did find particularly nice. Let me just go over it. I know why I found it, because he likes it. Better Than Life. There it is. Better Than Life was actually a reference to Red Dwarf. Just so you're aware, it's the virtual reality thing you go into there. Either way, although I'm not entirely certain if that there was the first time it actually was used, but regardless, it made me chuckle. And there are many more Star Trek references, many more Star Wars, and a load of, even I think there's a few Hitchhiker's Guide references in here, which just help with the whole perk. But the game is quite fun. And it's quite fun because you're trying to figure out an interesting way of doing something. So let me just continue a little bit here so I can show you a little bit of the gameplay. So I'm at this job here, I'm trying to woo this person here. If I get more of these, I can do some more stuff. So I can hang around and do some space photography. And there's the exact same thing as the work, but obviously this one's alone. You sleep, blah blah blah, and then this item here. So this thing, by the way, is, you know, I said before, when the items only last for so long, it will tell you when items stop working. So I think the thing that stopped working just was my guitar. Nope, it was this thing, which gives me culture and civilization. I think I had to buy that for one of the jobs. And this. Either way, this game is actually very fun. And although it's very simplistic and very, 2D, it's not. It's just really fun. It's fun. You get into a sort of rhythm. It's like, okay, what am I going to do before work? Well, easy. I'm going to go to the shop. I'm going to buy some food because my health deteriorates every single shift. Which obviously, as you can see here, it does, because my happiness goes down a little bit there. And then you start, if I wanted to woo this person here, I could just like her posts, and other people get offended by it because they won't reply to their Facebook message. Where the frick is their Facebook message? Oh, that's why. This person has... Okay, got you. This person has sent me a relationship thing. I don't care for this relationship, though. To be perfectly honest with you. Fair enough. So, nothing more really to say on this video, other than it's a good game. It is currently priced at £7, €10 or $10, and would be it's worth your time, I'd say. So if it comes up in a bundle or on a sale, definitely get it. But to be perfectly honest with you, at full price, this game is pretty much worth it. I got 4 hours of enjoyment out of it, which was only one of the possible endings, which I believe there are quite a few different endings on all this. So, yeah. Redshirt. I will catch you next time, and I recommend this game. See you later.